SV Union High School and Junior College, Pune welcomes you children. I am Deepa Fadke. In this session we are going to learn Standard 8 History, Chapter 5, Social and Religious Reforms. So let's begin with the background. There was spread of English education, new ideas, new philosophy, Western thoughts and culture. Modern Indians realized that the backwardness of India was due to superstitions, casteism, old customs, class system, and lack of critical outlook. So it was necessary to eradicate the flaws and undesirable tendency for progress of the country and to create a new society based on social principles of humanity, equality, and fraternity. The intellectual awakening in the contemporary society is called Indian Renaissance. So children, in the background we must understand that in the previous chapter we have studied about how due to the freedom struggle of 1857, the Indians felt of giving a united fight against the British rule. And the freedom struggle of 1857 became an inspiration of all Indian freedom movement that we have learnt. But when Indians came into contact with the English education, then there was spread of new thoughts, ideologies, philosophy, religious, economic, cultural aspects were changing into the Indian society. And the modern educated Indians also got some awareness regarding the backwardness of Indian society. And they also understood the reason of this backwardness. The reason of this backwardness lies in superstitions, casteism, customs, class system, and lack of critical outlook, critical approach. So even they felt that it was necessary to eradicate all these things, all these social issues, social customs, social woes, and finally to create a new society based on the new principles. Let's learn about the era of religious and social reforms. Brahma Samaj. Raja Ram Mohan Roy established the Brahma Samaj in 1828 in Bengal. Through many languages, he developed his ideology of Advaita philosophy, monotheism, caste, class equality, protest against rituals, following the way of prayers were the principles of the Brahmo Samaj. He promoted widow marriage, female education, and opposed child marriage, Parda system, sati practice, creating the awareness through the newspaper Samvad Kaumudi. Raja Ram Mohan Roy established the Brahmo Samaj in 1828. He developed his ideology of Advaita philosophy. He had certain beliefs like there is only one God. The belief, when we say there is only one God, it is known as monotheism. So monotheism, caste and class equality, protest against rituals, following the way of prayers, all these were the principles of this Brahmo Samaj. He always encouraged widow marriage, female education, and he opposed child marriage, Parda system, sati practice. And he had already started a newspaper called Samvad Kaumudi. Through the medium of this newspaper, he advocated all his principles, all his ideologies, and tried to bring awareness among the people of India. Children, we have learnt about the Brahmo Samaj. Now let's learn about Prathana Samaj. Dadoba Tarkhadkar established Paramhansa Sabha in 1848. His brother, Dr. Atmaram Panduranga, was the president of Prathana Samaj. Justice Ranade, Dr. R.G. Bhandarkar carried forward the work of Prathana Samaj. For reforming society, this organization started orphanage, women's education, educational institutions, night schools for workers, society for Dalits, etc. Maharshi Vitthal Ramji Shinde, member of this organization, established Depressed Classes Mission. So children, we need to learn here that it was Dadoba Panduranga Tarkhadkar who had established Paramhansa Sabha. And later on, Paramhansa Sabha was dissolved and some of its members founded Prathana Samaj. Dadoba's brother Dr. Atmaram Panduranga was the first president of this Prathana Samaj. Then the prestige of this institution started increasing due to the enrollment of young graduates from Mumbai University. Justice Ranade, Dr. Bhandarkar, these carried forward the work. They continued doing the work for this Prathana Samaj. The opposition to idol worship, then monotheism, opposition to rituals were the principles of this Prathana Samaj. So women's educational institutions were started, night schools for workers were started by this Prathana Samaj. The member of this organization, Maharshi Vitthal Ramji Shinde, he had established the organization Depressed Classes Mission. Through this mission, an attempt was made to solve the social problems. After learning about the Brahma Samaj and the Prathana Samaj, now we will learn about the Satyashodhak Samaj that was started by Mahatma Jyotirao Phule in 1873, and the principles on which this organization was based was the principle of social equality. Mahatma Phule also reformed the society through different books which he wrote. ब्राह्मणांचे कसब, गुलामगिरी, शेतकऱ्यांचा आसूड, सार्वजनिक सत्यधर्म. These were some of the books which he wrote, through which he tried to bring awareness among the Indian society. He criticized the tradition and also the customs that made discrimination between man and woman. Children, we have learnt about three organizations: the Brahma Samaj, Prathana Samaj and the Satyashodhak Samaj. Now we will learn about Arya Samaj, which was founded by Swami Dayananda Saraswati in 1875. He wrote the book Satyartha Prakash as a commentary on Vedas. So he tried to explain about the Vedas. Ancient Vedic religion is true religion which has no place for casteism. He also asserted that there shouldn't be any gender inequality, rather there should be gender equality. Go back to the Vedas was the slogan, was the message of Arya Samaj, and the branches of Arya Samaj were opened all over India, and many educational institutions were established through this medium of Arya Samaj. So who was the founder of Arya Samaj? Swami Dayananda Saraswati. When did he start? In 1875. He had written a book called Satyartha Prakash. It was about Vedas. Go back to the Vedas was the message that was given through this organization, and many educational institutions were also established through this Arya Samaj.